Okay, so here's how this works. Everybody takes a turn talking about a news story. So it's your turn. You ready? Look at, did you see the look that I just got? He's like, huh?
Oh, you put him on the spot.
I just got a huh?
Yeah.
All right, but you can chime in on this. So first of all, I'm gonna ask Side Shot here. Did you know that Fiat-Chrysler was about to merge? Did you know that?
With what?
Well, I can show you, but it's a conglomerate. It's a group of owners, okay? And they are all coming together, and they're coming together under the name Stellantis. And so if you look, here is the list of the future owners, meaning that they are not yet an owner of the car of Fiat-Chrysler. So 14.7% is Exor, that's a company. 6.8% is the French state. 6.8% Peugeot family. Honestly, what's the difference there?
Right.
4.5% Dongfeng Motor Group. That's Chinese, I believe.
It is.
2.4% Tiger Global, 1.6% UBS Securities, and 0.96% Vanguard Group. So,
yeah.
Now, I feel so bad for these Chrysler fans because for my entire lifetime, this automotive company has just been sold just like every other year. This thing's up for sale. Does it not feel that way to you, Jay?
It does. You wonder, having a bigger group, what is the major benefit? Is it a revenue benefit, or is it a shared technology benefit? What's in the agreement with these mergers? Are they, because that's the key. If you're going to survive in the automotive industry, you better have breaking edge technology, different than your competitors. You know?
And I mean, I remember the last time there was a merger, which became FCA.
Right.
Chrysler took a bailout from the U.S. government, and as part of that, I believe they were strongly encouraged to go through with this merger.
Yeah.
And it was heavily centered around fleet mileage. So they were going to be able to sell smaller cars like these Fiats that would get better gas mileage, and that would lower the overall fleet mileage of the entire brand. And
right.
The problem, I think, when I look at this, the challenge that they're going to have under Stellantis is, man, this is so different. I mean, it's not even like Coca-Cola partnering with like Sprite. It's like you've got a company that's selling just polar opposites in vehicles types that people, here. So you've got Alfa Romeo, Fiat, Abarth, Lancia, Maserati, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Citroen. I mean, honestly, Citroen and Ram and Jeep under the same umbrella.
They just don't. It's just kind of a weird feeling. For that.
Opel, and Peugeot. Peugeot has just been the laughing stock of. They just have not.
Again, we don't know all the details of what's going to happen here. We just know that it is a merger within a merger, basically.
Yeah.
And sadly, Jeep and Ram, of those four, on the Chrysler Dodge side, have done really, really well in the last, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, well, basically since the economy has been better, then the Americans buy bigger cars. But see, this is a European model. People don't like big giant SUVs over in Europe.
They won't have that over there. I mean, that's not going to be, that won't be part of that market. I mean, I lived in Europe, and I can tell you that it just won't work because they really don't have the infrastructure
exactly.
to handle it. I remember when I was there, and some of the local folk, some of the airmen that I served with there they had their vehicles shipped over, and I'm not talking like Pintos, man. We're talking like Cadillacs, and like Buick Electric 225s, Deuce and the Core, these big, huge like tanks, and they referred to them as Yank tanks.
Right.
And most of the roads down there that were there where we traveled on were one-track roads. So imagine, that's why the Mini Cooper was so popular over there in England, because you could pass each other easily it was no problem. But try getting past a Cadillac Eldorado or a Coupe de Ville, on one of those one-track roads, and that happens. So they're not marketing to those guys, those particular vehicles, and that's why I would have a concern if I am part of the family, the Chrysler Group over there, because where does that rank those guys amongst the big three in the U.S., which is obviously Chrysler, GM and Ford. So where does that rank them?
Now, you are familiar with most of these car brands. I see it. Hang on one second. You're familiar with most of those car brands. What do you think about this? Do you think this is a good idea? How do you think this is going to go? You think it's going to go well?
That looks very confusing, and it doesn't look like a good idea at all.
All right. Well, so we're all in
you heard it
agreement
here
on that.
first. You heard it here first, guys.
I mean,
Side Shot called it, and I'm telling you, I have to believe him. I think he's correct, and he does his homework.
Stellantis, we wish you the best, but
yes.
man, you got a mountain to climb.